Kusuria no Hitorigoto. So basically, actually siri ni ada lagi satu episod 48 or episode 24 for the second core of the second season, which is next Friday. Masalah dia dah lah kemarin punya episod kena tunggu 2 minggu. Tapi just to triple check, it's Andri, Amber and myself je kan yang tengok Kusuria no Hitorigoto ni.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, did you watch a bit, Alif?
Tak. I tak belum tengok.
Belum tengok.
Tak pernah tengok.
Tapi Amir again, kepada anda yang menonton ni, kami mungkin tak akan ulang balik lah nak kata sinopsis cerita ni, because baru 3 bulan lepas kita orang dah bersinopsis. So you know what it is, you know what, and as you can see dekat banner bawah, kesemua kami punya ulasan ringkas ni kami akan penuh dengan spoiler. So nak start dengan Amber tu. Kau rasa, damn, were you expecting things were going the way that it was?
Tak. Tak langsung share. Aku tak boleh brace yang hujung-hujung cerita dia jadi macam tu.
Okay. Apa yang kau tak boleh brain? Okay.
Aku actually dah pening lah sebenarnya nak apa ni, catch up dengan dia punya susu kalo tu semua. Tahu Shenmei ni mana datang, lepas tu tiba-tiba ni Lolan anak ni pula, lepas tu tiba-tiba actually Jinshi tu aku dah predict lama lah, dia tu anak raja. Tapi ialah cuma cara Lolan tu apa nama dia? Shisui.
Betul dah lah nama dia orang dekat-dekat. So aku kadang-kadang macam kena baca balik. Shisui.
Nama Shisui. Tu nama sebelah Lolan yang kakak tiri dia tu apa?
Suiren.
Tu Suiren pula. Aku cakap nama dekat-dekat, aku dah pening kepala.
So macam nama semua dekat-dekat. So aku macam, in fact kan, I have to admit only up to now, because of the fact aku dah macam lagi interested in the lore. I've been rewatching season 1. Baru tadi aku tengok balik macam episod-episod yang aku dapat clue kadang-kadang dekat social media you get, dia orang tunjuk adegan lawak bersama whatever. Betul, aku find out lah adegan lawak ni dekat mana lah.
The plot for Jinshi was obvious lah. We will know that he would be rising up to the occasion at one point lah. It was just a bit too fast because this is the second season kan, baru je naik. I thought it's going to be a bit longer, but the whole plot dengan Lolan kan, it's took me by surprise. I didn't expect her to have a double identity tau dengan Shisui tau. That was well played lah on her part as a character lah.
Yeah.
I was just hoping more adegan dengan gundik-gundik yang lain, but we didn't get that. We just get the whole rebellion arc with Lolan lah. Which is okay, sedih, works, but I think it feels a bit rushed, but not in a bad way lah. It's just that it could be dragged on more lah. Like the battle, right? It just took like 1 or 2 episodes je, terus habis.
Yeah.
You expect something more from a rebellion that took like 10 years in making kan.
Tapi pelik lah, aku ada satu soalan lah. Waktu kau hujung tu kan, lepas Shenmei mati, lepas tu Lolan ambil jari besi Shenmei tu, lepas tu dia macam cakar muka Jinshi kan. Tu apa maksud dia? Aku tak faham sikit tu. Aku pening tu.
Okay, it's like this. Lolan kan, she wants to perform her duty as the daughter for Shenmei. Shenmei wants to destroy the emperor lah, for basically destroying her dream with her husband lah, basically. So Lolan cannot kill Jinshi because she's a good person and she's loyal like her father. But she has to please her mother juga. So when her mother got killed because of her, because of the pistol, right? She settled. I hope that she'll be at least kind of okay with just me putting a scar on Jinshi's face, you know, instead of just killing him. Draw blood. Make sure that whenever Jinshi looks in the mirror kan, nampak parut dia kan, he'll remember what she did, her mother did, and what his father did to the Shi family in the past. At least that's what I think is that yang mereka nak jual for the viewers.
Yeah, to answer Amber, Andri answered it perfectly well. You have to bear in mind juga, anything to do with the emperor, seperti sedara ke apa-apa kau buat kat dia orang, kau akan dihukum. Macam kalau kau perasan at the end of the episode, Gao Shun belasah anak dia yang nama Bazen tu, because tanggungjawab dia jaga the Moon Prince, tapi you got him injured, you get punished. Dia menunjukkan the hierarchy is so heavy. So like what Andri was saying, because of the fact that dalam Lolan / Shisui benci mak dia pasal mak dia jahat sangat ke apa, the least that she could do sebagai anak, macam aku tahu kau jahat, kau patut dihukum, tapi aku kasih kau last chance lah. Because apparently dalam light novel, mak dia yang calar muka Jinshi, bukan Lolan. So ada dua sebab juga. One, dia kan kata, aku nak kau, Jinshi minta favor please, I nak dua favor. Satu, selamatkan orang yang dah dikira mati. Because you cannot matikan orang dua kali kan. So macam umpamanya the 4 kids who are poisoned with the reincarnation ubat, they will, macam dia katakan, anak-anak insect, parents dia orang selalu mati in the winter, anak dia hidup. Because kalau kau ingat Suiren masa dia mula-mula mati lepas tu hidup balik tu, was she had the same medicine. She will wake up later. That's why at the end of episode 47, masa Jinshi pergi tengok Mau was sleeping with the 4 corpses because she's waiting for them to wake up. So that's what we are waiting to see in 48. So sorry lah, di part ni spoiler sikit, tapi but we know that's going to happen because kita tahu budak-budak tu tak mati.
Really? So I thought they're dead. They're really dead. They are not.
Okay, sorry bro. Sorry bro. I thought kau dah agak dia tak mati because
bro, they were making her research the poison for 2 episodes.
Tak lagi tu pun dia tahu pasal poison tu, tapi because Suiren dah pakai ubat tu, so dia orang ada ubat tu. Because kau kena fikir juga kenapa Shisu panggil Mau datang ikut dia ke bilik budak 4 orang tu. Dia katakan kau tolong buat apa yang patut. Betul kan? Betul dia kata dekat apa mamat yang handsome tu, apa Lihaku kan, dia kata apa jadi dengan yang si mati-mati yang apa korang hukum dia orang, kita orang bakar aje. Tapi kalau yang macam ni tak boleh berbual dengan mak dia sekali. Dia kata bolehlah kita orang tanam sekali. Betul, dia macam tanam sekali boleh tak? Because dia Lihaku dengar cakap Mau tau. So macam tapi Mau tak cakap dekat Lihaku kenapa dia nak buat macam tu. Betul, Lihaku pun macam angkatlah mayat-mayat, tak adalah dia tikam dulu baru make sure dia orang mati ke apa. So actually okay lah, aku tak nak spoil lagi because aku mula-mula ingat kau tahu, because and then lagi tu aku punya tak sabar, aku dah baca episod 48 dalam light novel. Aku beli light novel. Yang kelakarnya light novel ada 15. Kau tahu yang ni light novel volume apa? Volume 4.
Ush.
Ada 11 lagi volume sebelum habis cerita ni.
Berapa season siap ni?
Ni baru second season, 48 episod. As if satu core tu satu volume. And then anime ni betul-betul ikut light novel. Kau ingat tak episod 44 ke yang dia kata let's go back a few hours before, masa dekat camping tu kan, That was the beginning of the chapter of the novel juga. So this so aku like novel that aku tak beli physical lah, aku beli Kindle lah. So tadi aku baca. So okay lah, aku tak nak spoil, tapi they better animate this for next week for episode 48 because okay jadi lah. Kau rasa Lulan hidup ke mati?
Mati.
Mati ya. Mati. Tengok ada tak komen-komen.
Aku tapi tak tahu lah nak cakap macam mana. Dari segi cerita tak sure lah sama ada dia lagi best hidup atau mati. Tapi aku harap dia mati lah.
Tapi bukan nothing wrong with that, kau punya feelings about it, because there were quite a few people who watch yang macam terspoil. Diorang macam kata, aku tak kisah dia mati because of what she had done. Tapi ramai orang very sentimental pasal how she was with Mau dengan Xiaolan lagi seorang, yang budak kecil lagi seorang tu kan. Aku macam diorang 3 sekawan kan, kau macam sedih gila lah. Tapi at least dalam so kenapa dia scratch muka tu, as I said, anything that befell the emperor punya sebenda, macam askar dia masa Gao Shou kata, kita ni nak attack ikut plan Lakan ni sorok-sorok, boleh ke? Pasal apa? Sebagai the Forbidden Army, kau lah army paling macho. Kami tak akan serang hendap, kami akan pergi depan kau punya castle serang. Kami tak takut mati. It's their punya code lah. So there's nothing of this kita hendap-hendap sikit kita. Tapi in the end, Jinshi being the sensible person, dia kata aku nak minimize casualties, so we'll follow Lakan. Because they are not supposed to do like sub. Dia orang tak sepatutnya behave like Navy SEALs. Dia sepatutnya macam zaman dulunya sekarang, attack, mati-mati lah. Tapi because they die with honor kan. Tapi dia nak minimize. So macam ni lah. Aku leave you with two thought lah. So I will not spoil episode 48, but nanti kalau aku nak buat session lagi satu ke, just to talk about it, if you want to, we can do it.
If you ask me, there's a possibility Lolan did not die lah. Because you see at the end, right, the heroine kan kasih her the hairpin kan, and she put it on her chest now. So if she got shot by the Feifa in the chest area kan, and the thing ricochet or absorb some of it kan, she could just be injured. But it's 50-50. She could die, she could live. Doesn't change the outcome of the story lah. The Shi clan is destroyed. That part apa yang tutup dah.
So in short, basically what Lulan did was twofold lah. Macam cakar muka tu, satu, at least mak dia merasa lah juga something terkena balik dekat keluarga emperor. Dia buat macam tu because bukan salah Jinshi, salah atuk dia yang pido tu lah, semua tu kan.
Former emperor.
Don't forget NTR also played a part in this whole arc now.
Where?
The mother is really into NTR.
Itu bukan NTR, tu OG terus. Gila punya lame OG dia. Urut. Sedangkan apparently dalam novel Anyway, so another thing is because it seals the fate of the Shi clan as the total orang jahat lah. Betapa jahatnya Shi clan, betapa jahatnya Lolan sampai tengok apa buat. Tapi kau pasal nak Jinshi relax je. Calah lah muka aku. Calah.
Ya.
Because dia tahu dia akan mampus ke apa. Lagi satu clue, dia kata itulah kali yang terakhir aku nampak Lolan. So penuh dengan clue. So anyway, so I shall not memberi syair episod 48 untuk apa jadi selepas ini. Tapi itulah, ada lagi satu clue lah at the end lah, post credit scene tu, benda berkilat. Ping. So
aku macam benda ni.
Tapi itulah, tapi kalau kau indifferent to her death, then kau mungkin tak ambil pot lah. Tapi untuk orang macam aku kan, aku fikir poignant lah, very nostalgic lah. So aku macam yeah, good story writing lah. And the thing about Hugo Natsu's writing is that apparently dia macam sebenarnya dia setengah benda dia tak, she didn't mean to write it like that, but after a while she was like, nampak gaya macam orang suka karakter ni. Apparently dia nak bagi Jinshi mati early on sebenarnya. So but
I nak Jinshi mati juga early, the whole time.
So
I don't like the character.
So in the end, tapi sekarang kita kena tengok lah. Now the secret is out. Dia punya treatment to Mao will have to be different in season 3. Perangai dia sekarang, dia mungkin tak boleh jadilah orang yang jaga Real Palace seperti season 1 and 2. And also by virtue of Gyokuro dapat anak lelaki, dah ada Crown Prince, she's not going to be in the Real Palace anymore. She's going to be in the proper palace because she is now Empress. So nanti because the 4 pavilion tu kerja dia orang nak buat anak lelaki je, nak cari anak lelaki, nak perempuan lah, mati lah, apalah semua kan. So kalau Li Hua punya anak lelaki hari tu hidup, so tapi mati, biasalah banyak politik. Cerita ni best. Cerita ni kalau tak menang best anime overall tahun depan, bakal akan cerita dah.
Tak ada, Solo Leveling menang lagi.
Alah, tak adalah. So, season 3 pun diorang macam support lah kami, dan kami mungkin boleh buat season 3 dia.
Bro, that's just being humble lah. So every episode is sought after by fans. Every time episode habis, we want another episode.
Yeah. Big Mac pun sedap, tapi McDonald's tak akan menang Michelin star. That's my point. Aku pun suka Big Mac, tapi aku tak expect dia menang 1 Michelin star pun.
By the way, opening song untuk Koto The Apothecary Diaries by Mrs. Green Apple.
Yes, nice.
Best opening song untuk season ni.
Tapi Omoi no Take ending song dia about a couple of hours ago, Toho release. Aku buka kat Facebook aku cakap, sudahlah tu Toho, buat aku sedih. Dia main lagu tu in full dengan lirik ada subtitle. Dia buat montage episod 25 sampai 47. Babi lah. Kau cuba tengok. Kau pergi tengok. Anyway, kita tengok apa ya. Ohio kepada Fat. Ninja Kamui. Yeah! Kategori! Kau punya favorite. Kau punya favorite. Best original lah. It's quite sad Lolan has to be victim, but she had to do what she had to do lah. So tapi kan kalau aku macam tadi kan, as I said, just now prior to the ni, aku pergi balik tengok watching, you could see bibit-bibit involvement of this episode culminating even in the middle of beginning of Core 2 season 1 and of Core 1 season 1. Because masa dulu Garnet Pavilion tu was this concubine nama Aduo yang muka macam Jinshi. Itu lagi satu. Dude, kau boleh lepas ni kan, kau bosan kan, kau tengok balik 48 episod, macam-macam benda keluar. Serious.
It's well written. It's very well written.
Well written, man. Yes, season 2 is peak. Aku mula-mula ingat season 1 semi peak, 2 is peak. Tapi kelakar jugalah Lakan. Tak, dia bukan apa pun, sakit belakang. Papa kambing, betul sakit belakang. Lakan tengah jaga gundik anak beranak tu. Kepada mereka yang tak tahu, aku je lah. Okay.
Jikai, Hajimari. あらあら。